So, we're talking about the trial. It's already on its way. What do you expect the outcome to be?
Well, I certainly hope it will be that the Texas law is rejected. The Texas law is all about voter suppression. We've not had a big problem with voter fraud. We have had a big problem with voter participation. We ought to be encouraging more people to participate in the democratic process instead of erecting phony barriers to their participation.
You mentioned that the fraud promoters of this law say that because fraud is such a big issue, this law is necessary. What do you think? Is the problem of the fraud as big as to risk the amount of voters?
Not at all. And I think about the individuals who will be affected. The senior who does not have a valid ID. My own mother, for many years, her driver's license had expired. They knew her at the grocery store where she cashed her checks. She didn't have a valid ID. Students at Austin Community College or Texas State University cannot use a student ID, though a gun owner can use their ID. I think that the clear purpose of this law was to favor some and not to favor others.
Not only elders and students, but also black population and Hispanic population, minorities which are known to vote Democratic. Do you think there's a political motivation to block these voters?
Absolutely. I think there was a clear political motivation, and it's part of a movement that spread across the country to suppress and influence the outcome of what will be a very close presidential election and important elections for Congress and other offices. We know that in Texas, almost a third of the counties in the state do not have an office that you can go to locally to get a voter ID. This is an election that discriminates against many, but it certainly is designed to suppress the turnout of Hispanics and African Americans in this election, and it will have a very negative impact, particularly on older people of all ethnicities.
But also, proper identification is required for many everyday activities. Why not have an ID to elect the person that will represent you?
If someone has a valid voter ID, that ought to be sufficient. I believe there are other ways to accomplish this objective. I believe we have adequate laws in Texas already to deal with any incidents of voter fraud. Very small amount. I think in the last presidential election, we had millions of people participate and something like 20 complaints that led to any action in the state on any kind of abuse of the voter process.